Where you are around the world, welcome to KOPFORTHAT. I am your host, Mark Dutton, and we are here to talk about the Liverpool-Newcastle English Premier League game that took place yesterday. The team news. Carrier started in goal. We played with a back four of Robinson at left back, Alexander-Arnold at right back, two centre-halves of Lovren and Virgil van Dijk, left and right. Very happy with that defence. I was happy to see Lovren be brought back in. I just think we're stronger with Virgil van Dijk and Lovren as a two. So defensively, we looked awesome. We've got a goalkeeper playing with confidence. We went with midfield three. Our returning captain was back in Jordan Henderson, playing as the central defensive midfielder with Emre Can. Horrible, stinking, smelly, dirty Emre Can on one side, and Oxlade-Chamberlain on the other side. So, you know, a midfield three of aggression, ball winning, and ability, really, for me. And then the front three speaks for itself, never changes, is the same. Bobby Firmino up top, Mohamed, Ahmad, Bruce Lee, Salah on the right, and a very, very, very confident, in-form Sadio Mane, which is awesome. So it was a blustery, cold day in Anfield yesterday. Very much similar to the way it is in America today in New Jersey. Very windy. We just had some sort of northeastern yesterday, which was a combination of wind, rain, snow, and sub-zero conditions. So very cold in America today. Very cold in England and Anfield. I was worried going into this game in relation to Rafa Benitez. You know, it's the Rafa factor. For some reason, our fans just seem to, I don't know, sit back, relax, eat popcorn. Like, it's Rafa Benitez, and I don't care what team he's coaching. Liverpool need to be a little bit more aggressive. Obviously, he wins us the Champions League. He's one of our most successful managers in recent times. We all love Rafa Benitez. I love Rafa Benitez, but I just thought that the factor that he's back and he's got some sort of god-like appearance, you know, around Anfield, which is deserved. I mean, that what he did for the club, will live long in the history books. But I just thought we've got that kind of hoodoo, especially we're going to St James's Park and having a draw. And again, we probably were fortunate enough to get a draw. We could have lost that game really, and you know, it was more very, very poor defending from Liverpool. So, you know, we had a few things we needed to change. Number one, we needed to defend better. We needed our goalkeeper and our defenders to have a stellar game. We needed our midfield to be combative and play between the lines. And we needed our attack just to play the way they normally play and just be awesome. And, you know, the first half, we basically had a chance around the 30-minute mark. We had a corner and Lovren's up well and he wins the first header and it comes back to him and he wins the second header, but it kind of just goes back to the goalkeeper attacking the far post. And right before the half, we basically make the breakthrough. Oxlade-Chamberlain was key for me in that first half. I thought Ox was the driving force. He was picking up the ball. He constantly moves around the field, picking up different players. He's very difficult to actually mark when we have possession. He will move onto a central defender, allowing space for Mane, Salah and Firmino, or he'll drop back and he'll pick up the ball and basically allows him to generate space. And he had an attempt where he drove into an area right before we scored and very unselfishly lays the ball off to Sadio Mane. And then he tries it again with Mo Salah. Again, we break through the lines. He drives forwards. He plays a beautiful ball into Salah. And Salah just can't get the ball out of his feet enough to score. But that same pattern of play is elevated again with a couple of minutes left in the first half. Ox picking up a loose ball, driving diagonally to the right. And he really could have shot the ball. Very similar to the goal he scored against Manchester City, sorry. That unbelievable goal he scored in front of the Kop, his first for the club. He had that chance, and unselfishly he lays the ball on the plate for Salah, and he cuts inside and he slots the ball through the legs of the goalkeeper to make it Liverpool 1, Newcastle 0. it's really what we deserve from the play overall. I think we rocked in at half time with 75% possession. There's where your goalkeeper makes a difference. We scored a beautiful goal from Salah. He's again tied as the leading Premiership goalkeeper, and you know he's up there now with the top players in the world, in all the leagues in the world. He leads the way basically with Harry Kane. They have a ball high left in front of the Kop. They cut the ball back, beautiful pass to the edge of the 18. Emre Can goes in for a tackle on the edge of the 18. He should win this ball for me. He kind of pulls out of it for some reason. And anyway, their striker strikes the ball beautifully. Now, it's not in the same wheelhouse as the Spurs goal. That unbelievable strike that Dembele hits. It's not actually, wasn't it? It was the wardrobe, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Funny, he's not played since he scored that goal past Liverpool. Wonder what's happened to him. So it was a similar situation, but the same position as the Spurs goal, where he blasts the ball in the top corner. And, you know, you're looking for a reaction from your goalkeeper. Karius makes a fantastic save. He dives to his right. He tips the ball over the crossbar. It's not in the top corner, but it's close to the upper 90. It's a fantastic save. It's a fantastic save. And, you know, the questions are obviously around him. Is Alisson coming in from Roma at the end of the season? In order for Liverpool to push on, we need a world-class keeper. Now, I'm not saying it's the same scenario, but remember when United, scum, signed De Gea? He was horrific. He was lightweight. He was poor. He was terrible. He was terrible for that whole first season that United had him. And then he's grown into the best keeper in the world. So, you know, hopefully Karius can be that. I just don't know that he's going to get the time. I do see Alisson coming in from Roma at the end of the season. I think Klopp's he's very forthright on the players that he wants, and so far he's brought in the players that he's wanted, and he's been patient, and he's basically like, I want this guy, I want this guy, I want this guy, and he's brought them in, and he hasn't signed a bad player yet for me. All the players he's brought in have made a difference, have made an impact, and have looked quality in this Liverpool team. So he's definitely not in a rush for success, and I think the Liverpool fans need to back him 100%. I'm enjoying the ride, I'm enjoying the journey. We're going to look stronger next season. He's going to get his targets, I believe, that he wants. So, you know, the future's bright, and we're playing some fantastic football at the moment. So we get to him in at half time. I'm guessing it was same way in the second half. Play the same way, attack the same way, possess the ball in the same way, be patient. Newcastle were just going to defend and try and hit us on the break and try and score in the last 10 minutes of the game. That's kind of been their MO. And you think about it, they haven't lost a game other than to Man City this year. So Newcastle have been very difficult to beat under Rafa Benitez, and he's doing obviously an incredible job. But you know, they're not going to score an abundance of goals. So I think if Liverpool score the second goal, I think the game is over. Second half, again, similar possession from Liverpool. Newcastle don't create anything at all, and then it's an unbelievable second goal we score. I mean, it really is just fantastic. 1 and 2 touch football. Players running between the lines. Players making overlapping runs. Players basically taking Newcastle players and pulling their defence apart, pulling their midfield apart. And you can't defend against it because it's so fast. It's so aggressive. It's so direct. And it's basically central, going right the way down the centre of the field. And I think that's our strength. We're very strong going through the middle, with players like Oxlade-Chamberlain, Emre Can making runs through. Obviously, James Milner wasn't playing today, but James Milner doing exactly the same thing. When we bring in Naby Keita, I think he's going to be able to do that exact same thing, running from deep into the final third of the field and creating havoc. And we do that for the goal. It's an absolutely brilliant goal that we score. It's brilliant. There's no other words for it. It's just attacking football at its best. We make, I would say, 6 or 7 passes. We control the ball from the back. We play balls into midfield. And then, you know, you talk about third man running. There's like third, fourth, fifth man running. There's players making runs all over the field. Again, pulling Newcastle apart. And if the final ball from Oxlade-Chamberlain is brilliant. And he's tried this pass probably 3 times in the game. We were unlucky not to score it, I would say 10 minutes before we actually scored the second goal, because it was just brilliant football. And again, a beautiful pass from Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think Firmino was offside. But the ball falls to Mane, and he slots it as he's kind of falling backwards into the Kop with his right foot. And it looks like he's hit this so hard. But I think the fact that he's falling backwards gives the shot a little bit more power and direction, and it just goes into the bottom middle of the goal, just close to the post. It's a brilliant goal. It's one of the best goals Liverpool have scored this season. It's an absolutely fantastic strike from Sadio Mane, who is very much back, and he's back, at the right time of the season. The business end, when you're competing for the Champions League, you're competing for second place against the Manchester United, and that's why that scarf is on show today. A little bit of preview for the United game. So we finished the game, winning 2-0. A few players off the bench get 10 or 15 minutes here, a little bit of a run out. It's good. From when Bobby Firmino isn't having a fantastic game, it's nice that we win. He wasn't very much involved in this game. He works as hard as ever, but he looked a little tired for me. You're going into the Porto game now, midweek, so we've got Porto in a couple of days. What does Klopp do? We're 5-0 up. We should be through, but you never say never in football, and this Porto team is going to be hurt. It's going to be like a wounded animal. So they're going to come out and try and put a marker down. I think Liverpool can play a second strength team. I think we can get legs into some of the players like Lallana, and we can basically prepare for the Manchester United game off the back of this Porto game. Obviously, we play United next weekend, and that's a must-win. We haven't beat Man United at Old Trafford for a while, and second place is basically up for grabs. I don't see Tottenham giving up anything. So you've got Liverpool, United, Tottenham, City as your top four, Chelsea and Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal are done. Everybody talks about Arsenal TV. Big up yourself, by the way. And how much everybody enjoys watching it, and I enjoy watching it. I think it's a great watch, but I'm just so sad in relation to, I look back probably 5 or 6 years, and Arsenal was the team, with Fabregas before he went to Barcelona, with Henry before he went there. Passing football, movement, composure, finishing, just Arsenal had everything that you would want as a fan. And I think the club has very much lost its way recently. And it's sad to see a team break like Arsenal have obviously broken. They are so broken right now. And Arsene Wenger can't fix it. And the fans aren't helping. They're just destroying confidence. And it's just sad to see. But I mean, again, Arsenal Fan TV is a brilliant watch for anyone who has never seen it. I would have a look on it on YouTube. It's brilliant. But, I always wanted Liverpool to play like Arsenal. And I feel like we play like Arsenal 5 or 6 years ago when Henry was there, like I said. Just brilliant football, just passing football, movement, just work rate, just desire, commitment. Again, I go back to what I said last week. Everybody having fun, everyone having a laugh. We just look happy. That second goal we scored against Newcastle, it was like the happiest goal. Our goal celebrations as well speak for themselves. They're all having a laugh when they celebrated, making up stupid things every single week. No silly handshakes like Manchester United, but just lots of enjoyment and lots of fun. And again, it looks like we're down the park, having a kickabout. That's how much fun this game is for these players to play in. So it's great to watch. It's exciting times to be a Liverpool fan. Like I said, every game from the rest of the season now, we've got 9 left, is an FA Cup final, is a Champions League final. We need to win them all. We need to secure top 4. Second place would be huge behind Manchester City, especially knocking Manchester United out. With all 4 teams basically qualifying for the Champions League proper this year, don't have to go into a qualifying round. It just makes it more important. And again, knocking out one of the big teams like Chelsea and Arsenal will be huge. So that's it. Porto midweek, Manchester United at the weekend. Hopefully he parks the bus and we rip them to pieces. But that's our big game. Klopp can plan for that this week, no problem. And that's it. So hopefully you've enjoyed the review show. A very relaxed, calm review show, because Liverpool just professional yesterday. Got the job done. No problems. No injuries. Going for FC Porto in the Champions League. Last 16. Knockout. Winning 5-0 in the second leg at Anfield. Hopefully the atmosphere is amazing. Hopefully we can show the world how great Anfield can be on a Champions League night, and it'll be more of a celebration. Let's hope so. Let's hope they show up and play and do a professional job. Alright, again, this has been KOPFORTHAT, the review show of Liverpool 2. Why are the lads Newcastle 0. Last thing I want to talk about was that penalty. How is that not a red card? How is that not a penalty kick? In the last minute of the game, the referees all just look at each other, and Klopp's gone nuts. Klopp has gone ballistic with that call. But last minute, Sadio Mane's racing through, all the time in the world. He takes a touch, he draws the defender, he cuts across the defender shoves him in the back, pushes him over. No call. Unbelievable. Imagine if that game was 0-0 and that's the call they make. That's where the VAR comes in, and we want decisions to be made. Anyway, don't need to discuss that too much. Like I said, my name's Mark Dutton. This has been Cough for That, the review show. Liverpool 2, Newcastle 0. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, Reds, wherever you are around the world. You'll never walk alone. Ta-ra for now. Ta-ra.